13 from the Rose 32. And so we're marking it at 60 for the quarter note. The big challenge with this one will be to divide the rhythms. You have some 6 groups, 3 on the downbeat, 3 on the upbeat. So for instance, in bar 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. And then you have to have the ability to shift between that and so the following eighth notes after that. So it's a really great etude for us to study in terms of counting and dividing pulse, knowing how many divisions of the beat are on the downbeat and how many divisions are on the upbeat. There's a couple of fingering challenges. In bar 6, we're having a D sharp here, but then I slide my finger, and in actuality, because I tongue the D sharp and tongue the B, I kind of actually lift my finger here in bar 6 from my D sharp to my B like that. So and I'm using in bar 5, I'm using the right hand C sharp over there as well. Well, not as well. In bar 6, I'm actually using the right hand B and the left hand C sharp, but bar 5, I use the right hand C sharp. Let's see. The other item I'd like to talk about is bar 7. So you have these 30-second notes, and you could play the C sharp a number of ways. It's not a great, it's terrible actually, but if we just lift and overblow the F sharp, we can do that. I actually like playing just the regular fingering. You also could play a trill fingering, which is B to the right bottom 2 keys here. So the trill fingering would be this. But I was playing the B to C sharp here. And it can tend to pop out, but it's not bad to learn your scales up here with the regular fingering and learn to try to control that different resistance feeling. So from my A sharp, and a good way to practice that is to isolate those 4 notes and not just to do them in that order. So start on the A sharp first, then start on the B, then start on the C sharp. So here's an exercise. So I'm starting on each note. Another way to do it is start on your C sharp and play down to B. So that way you get a chance to, I think when you're going up to this from the B to the C sharp, that resistance feel is a little more difficult to zero in on where the C sharp is without squeaking or getting a sort of undertone, that kind of a sound. So starting on your C sharp and establishing the C sharp and then going down to your B gives you a little sense and makes it easier. And then what we're essentially trying to do is develop that memory of where each of these notes are voiced. On bar 14, I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, or maybe we should not go so random. In bar 13, we can use this chromatic key maybe, but actually because in the way it ends up on bar B4, or rather B3, I'm sorry, F sharp to C sharp, I'm going to use my right hand C sharp, and I need to get to that C sharp. So therefore, on bar 13, I'm going to flip over like this. And so that's my option for a fingering there. And on bar 14, we have some chromatic notes. We have an E sharp and then an F sharp. Again, I'm flipping over here. I could use them chromatic, and then for an option could be a fingering for beat 2. So down to my E sharp or my F sharp, and then come to E sharp here, and then flip back up. And that's an excellent fingering to use if you want to just use all of it normal like this. That's fine. When I am kind of toggling back and forth between my index and thumb fingers, I push my right hand thumb up a little bit so to kind of stabilize the instrument, so that when I let go, essentially is what I'm doing with my left hand, the instrument is still pretty stable and my rhythm won't get affected. The other big thing about this piece is we want to really demonstrate our ability to make soft entrances, and I would encourage you to start this with maybe just air only. So and all I'm doing is just, and if you start your A's like that, by the way, these resonance fingerings, I'm starting my A with 3 down, and actually 1, 2, 3 and this. So all of this is down. Resonance fingering for the A and for the B flat are 3, 3 plus the low C key, or 3 and the whole right hand down plus the low C key. If you put this second finger down on the left hand, you're going to get a lower pitch. It's going to really affect the intonation. So I start my first note with air only. Oh, and actually, let me restate that. I'm only playing 1, 2, 3 because I'm going to a D, so I'm not putting this down. I don't want to have a mistake happen and have to lift my finger. So from A, and any of those smooth connections we're trying to develop and work on, I like to, just like we did with the C sharp and the B, reverse them a little bit. So going down seems somehow in the slow tempos like this makes them easier. So from D to A, like that. So follow your dynamics in this piece. Get a good reed. I like to play on Gonzalez FOF reeds myself. These have been something I've been using for many, many years, and they work great for me. But whatever you do for reeds, make sure that you get some new reeds before your audition and break them in a little bit by playing them a little bit each day, not too much. And over 3, 4, or 5 days, they start to settle in, and you'll find some good ones that you'll use for your audition. Be really careful about the counting on this etude, and so I played it with a metronome and without a metronome. I would really strongly encourage you to learn where all the pulses are and count with your voice first, whatever syllables you're going to use, numbers, so that you really know where all the rhythm is before you even worry about the notes and the dynamics and the rest of it. So this will really be a super exercise for you all as far as developing your subdivision counting skills. Really try to get the dynamics across to the listener. The way you can do that in a really musical way is starting your notes with no tongue and ending your notes really, really gradually. So for instance, even when I'm going to take a breath, let's take a breath, say on bar 10. So I'll example from 9 to 10. So I did a really quick, but like if definitive decrescendo on that D. Like that. And so those will really make an impact on the listener, as long as we don't come in late on the next beat. So make sure your pulse is mostly steady. I say mostly because this kind of a piece you can stretch and pull a little bit, as long as it's not too distorted. So I wouldn't get too crazy with the sound, with the pulling and pushing of the tempo. I take very big breaths from down here. This is quite taut when I'm breathing, and even when I don't need that much breath, I take a lot of air in, so I have a lot of reserve before each phrase, so that I can really kind of do those decrescendos effectively. Okay, so I'll just quickly say some fundamentals. Embouchure, I say the letter Q, corners are firm, chin is flat, and my upper lip is wrapped over the teeth, rather over the mouthpiece. And then I like to have my hands relaxed. I relax them like this. I pick up the elbow, and I have curved fingers, and those curved fingers are like this. My thumb is in the center of the thumb rest like that. And then I find the rings on the clarinet by a slight diagonal. So I don't try to go like this straight in perpendicular. And I also don't push my thumb too far in, because then I'll get one of these kind of like grabbing the instrument like this because we're trying to take the weight off, which is why I use a neck strap actually. So that really helps me quite a bit. Okay, I wish you all the best in your audition, and I know you'll do great and get some new reads and practice every single day. I think I forgot to mention that in the other video for the Fast Etude this year, but practice every single day. Do not miss a day. Keep a really organized schedule of your practice routine. And if you do that over time, you'll start to find your own sense of organization, learning your scales, practicing some large leaps and long tones, and all of that will start to kind of develop, and you'll have a great audition. So thank you very much, and let me know if I can be of any help.